Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And this is discussing what happens when you cave to the left leaning political powers and them feeling good about themselves, them having a stake in making you do what they want to be done becomes more important than the boys, period, and the people that raised them, that want to raise them up in safety and comfort. What happens when those people tell you that they don't want certain people around their boys, but you do it anyway because no one really cares about males in the United States anymore? What happens when everything that the women want you to do so that boys don't have a standard of manhood to live up to learn to be, all right, where they tell you you have to take the boy out of Boy Scouts because it's not fair. Oh, but leave the Girl Scouts alone. What happens when you cave to them? Because that's more important than the boys. You know why I stopped buying Girl Scout cookies? Because I am so tired that when it comes to girls, they get every advantage and everything, but it don't comes in concert with treating the males the same. It comes at the expense of the male. So in the United States, they believe in order to push women forward, they have to keep men behind. And this is the narrative they've been using against the Afro men since the inception of this country. And if any of the ghost boys want to come by and complain, y'all get that mess out of here. All right, you just can't hide your history that well to know how grievous the things were that y'all have done against the Afro male that has never been done to anybody as far as a government program in the history of the world, except maybe the Romans. All right, so what happened? I'm gonna tell you that, but let me greet everybody real quick. Abortin Hardugu dog all the way to the vein, Vossa slows. Bonjour mes amis, Keda Bawani Konnichiwa. Ni hao man, Sani Bonani, Jumbo Habaragani, Assalamu alaikum and shalom. Alright, so let's break this down. After I tell you, please let's get them thumbs up. And I want to hear your comments on this and what y'all think of it. Who's been following this? What's been going on with the Boy Scout? Them robbing everything that boys needed. Women, the left, just went in and these boys were done horribly. All right, but this has been going on for a while. In the Boy Scouts. Can you say Catholic Church? All right, so let's roll with it. Pay attention to what the news had to say about it.
This morning, the Boy Scouts of America has filed for bankruptcy protection after an onslaught of lawsuits alleging rampant sexual abuse of children for decades. Many of the roughly 300 lawsuits claim the organization knew it had a problem as far back as the 1920s.
It was damaging to their image and their brand, so they conspired to keep it secret.
Only the national organization is filing for bankruptcy, not the local chapters known as councils. Legal experts say that's a way for the Boy Scouts to try to shield those local groups from losing billions of dollars in assets. Jeff Williams is a former Boy Scout from Cincinnati who says a scout leader molested him when he was just 9 years old.
I think that the thing that bothers me most is they could have stopped it. The Boy Scouts does so much good for so many young kids. It's not a bad organization. It was run poorly.
Well,
hold on. Let me say this. Anytime you get the majority that runs stuff for boys and you don't hold to your principles, this is basically what you're going to get. If you don't hold to the spiritual convictions, this is basically what you're going to get. When boys can't go home and talk to their fathers so that the fathers can come and wreck some stuff, this is what you're going to get. All right? But remember, they don't want the men to be protectors of their sons anymore. Only the girls. When you hear these BAW-know-whos come by talking about we need protections, they're only talking about themselves and girls. Understand this. This is the problem with America. This is why a lot of these predators think they can get away with it, because they understand the United States do not care about men or boys. Males, period. We're just something to use. And now they're upset that we're leaving. We're getting out of the game. We're not playing that game with them anymore.
Williams is not part of any current lawsuit because of the statute of limitations, but over the past decade, lawmakers in 40 states and Washington, D.C. have introduced bills to extend the time survivors of child sexual abuse can press charges or sue. The Boy Scouts bankruptcy filing mirrors what the Catholic Church has done. Some 20 dioceses and religious groups have sought Chapter 11 protection while they negotiate settlements with thousands of alleged abuse survivors.
What would you say to that Boy Scout leader?
What can you say? I want my childhood back. I want my adulthood back.
It changed your life.
It changed my life.
Overnight, the national chair of the Boy Scouts released an open letter and apology, writing in part, "I am devastated that there were times in the past when we failed the very children we were supposed to protect. The fact is that predators harmed innocent children in scouting programs, and for this, I am deeply sorry." The organization has also said it never knowingly allowed a sexual predator to work with its young members and has put new rules in place that make scouting safe.
When you let the alphabet crew around your children because you're caving in to the left, I'm just saying, I'm going to leave it like that.
For now than ever before. The Boy Scouts organization says it's using the Chapter 11 process to create a victims' compensation trust that will distribute payments to abuse survivors. The national organization says scouting programs will continue throughout the Chapter 11 process. Local councils or chapters are not filing for bankruptcy as they are legally separate groups. But, guys, this is clearly a very dark chapter in the Scouts' 110-year history.
Certainly is. All right, Gabe, thank you.
Since 1920, understand this. How many of you brothers still want to put your children in this, your sons? How about do what my stepfather did for me? Take us out hunting. I didn't like it, but hey, we went. Take them out fishing. You be their scout. Know how to be out in the woods. Because of them, I'm good at archery. Well, I don't know how good I still am. Probably need to practice up some more. But I am good at archery, or was good at archery. I'm comfortable out in nature. Understand this. A man taught me that. Stepfather was like a father to me. All right. That was at the time when men could be fathers. Now, it's not even safe for a man to be around anybody anymore in the United States. That's how toxic the environment is. And people are using this to prey on our children. Why? Because they understand the matriarch of the United States have separated the protector from those that needs protected. Think about that. So now you got an organization going the way of the Catholic Church. But this is not just happening in the organizations. All right. Anywhere where you do not have men present that are protectors, you'll have people seeking out the unprotected. It's not the job of the women. They can't physically. It's not. They're not created to protect. Men are. Can some do it? Yeah, but that's not their purpose. All right. Everything is out of balance here. And people are using this imbalance to their advantage to accost our children. But everybody tries to keep us silent about it because we know who it is that's doing this, Alphabet. We got boys growing up not being interested in tight bikes like this. But we got parents, primarily women, forcing them to play with dolls while they try to get their daughters ready for college and success as judges and stuff. Remember, we have a society that is taking a person that would sacrifice their life and damaging them in their infancy so that they will have nobody to fight for them. And the same women that created a system whereby there's nobody to fight for them now want to complain about being unprotected from things that they've caused. All right? We don't have to stand for it. We don't have to stand for it. All right? We don't have to be a part of it. We don't even have to plant any more seeds in the likes of the women that we are dealing with. We get our passports and go. Because it don't seem like any place is safe for our seed and for us as Afro men. And you know, when it happens to us first and they see it's effective, now it's not safe for men, period, or any seed of men. All right, my final thoughts. Everybody has done everything that they could to make us think that the world is better off without us protectors. Why? Because they wanted access to destroy our seeds. And now look what's happening. Any business that lose their way like this needs to be bankrupt. They need the trouble that's coming. Maybe it might teach them a lesson that the thing that matters most is not the feelings of the left, not the feelings of anybody. Your primary purpose. Teach boys how to deal with nature. And they should be able to safely do that with people that are trusted. All right. It was kind of a spiritual Christian organization. Well, like they said, it went the way of the Christian Catholic Church. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. With that said, I'm out.